How the world treats its people, the characters' experience of the world. When it comes to world building, many writers focus solely on the environment, the rules, and the magic. However, one of the most important aspects of world building is the people who inhabit it. The way the world treats its people and the characters' experience of the world can make or break a story. I'm Rodney V with Writers Connect, and we're going to explore how great world building is all about the people. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, now is a perfect time to do so. Simply click that subscribe button and also leave a like to show your support. It helps the channel grow and reach a wider audience to help more Wattpadders like yourself. World building is a process of creating a fictional world that is believable and immersive. It includes everything from the environment and geography to the cultures and societies that exist within it. But what makes great world building is the attention to detail in the way that everything is interconnected. For example, the geography of a world can affect the way people live and the resources available to them. The culture of a society can shape the beliefs and values of its people. The politics of a world can determine who has power and who doesn't. All of these things are important to consider when creating a world. However, none of these things exist in a vacuum. They're all influenced by the people who inhabit the world and the way they are treated by it. Deterioration is the key aspect of world building, especially when it comes to how the world treats its people. It's a progression that shows us the effects of the environment. It has a beginning, middle, and end. Even the strongest character can and will deteriorate. Imagine a world where the environment is constantly changing and the people are struggling to adapt. The characters in this world will be affected by this deterioration, and it will change them over time. They may become more desperate, more violent, or more apathetic. This deterioration can be a powerful tool for writers to explore the effects of a world on its people. Furthermore, deterioration can be used to show the consequences of actions taken by characters. If a character makes a bad decision, it can have a ripple effect that leads to the deterioration of the world around them. This can create a sense of urgency and consequence that makes the story more engaging. Wounds are another important aspect of world building when it comes to people. A wound can be physical, emotional, or psychological, and it affects all of a character's choices in the moment. It can make them more cautious, more reckless, or more vengeful. For example, imagine a character who has been betrayed by someone they trusted. This wound will affect the way they interact with the world and the people around them. They may become more guarded, less trusting, or more aggressive. This wound can also be used to create character arcs as the character learns to overcome their pain and grow from it. Wounds can also be used to show the effects of a world on its people. If the world is a dangerous and violent place, characters will inevitably experience wounds, both physical and emotional. These wounds can be used to show the toll that living in such a world takes on its inhabitants. Necessity is another key aspect of world building when it comes to people. It breaks expectations and can show us that good people do bad things, and bad people can change according to what is needed of them to survive and thrive. Necessity defines the world and the difference between what characters want to do and what they are forced to do. Just imagine a character who is forced to steal food to survive. This act goes against their moral code, but it is necessary for their survival. This can create a conflict within the character and lead to interesting character development as they struggle with their actions. Necessity can also be used to show the ways in which a world is unjust or oppressive. If characters are forced to do things they don't want to do, it can create a sense of injustice that can drive the story forward. Okay, so it's not just about the world itself, but also about the character's experience of it. How they perceive the world and the way it treats them is just as important as the world itself. If you have a character who has grown up in a world where violence and brutality are the norm, to them it's just the way things are, and they may not question it. However, if they encounter a character from a different world who sees things differently, it can create conflict and tension. The character's experience of the world can also be used to show the ways in which a world is changing. If characters are experiencing new things or encountering new people, it can signal a shift in the world itself. When you look at world building as a whole, diversity is key. It's important to represent a range of experiences and perspectives, to create a world that feels real and immersive. For example, if a world is filled with only one type of person, it can feel unrealistic and flat. Everybody's not the same. By including characters from different backgrounds, cultures, and experiences, it can create a sense of depth and richness. Furthermore, diversity can be used to create important issues and themes. By including characters who face discrimination or prejudice, it can create a sense of urgency and relevance that can make the story more impactful. By including rich characters and poor characters, you see the difference between their experiences of that world and how one event looks completely different to someone of privilege and someone who has no means of moving forward. Community is another important aspect of world building when it comes to people. The relationships that characters have with each other can shape the world in powerful ways. Imagine a group of characters who band together to survive in a dangerous world. Their bond can create a sense of hope and resilience that can drive the story forward. Alternatively, if characters are isolated and alone, it can create a sense of despair and hopelessness. Community can also be used to show the ways in which a world is changing. This is a big one. Consequences. They're key. Every action that a character takes should have a consequence, whether it's positive or negative. If a character makes a bad decision, it should have a ripple effect that affects the world around them. Nothing is made in a vacuum. This can create a sense of urgency and consequence that makes the story more engaging. If you introduce something in Act 1, it should play out by Act 3. Consequences can be used to show the ways in which a world is unfair or unjust. If characters are punished for things they didn't do, or if they face consequences that are disproportionate to their actions, that injustice can be the driving force of the entire story. Great world building is all about the people. The way the world treats its people and the characters' experience of the world can make or break a story. If you've had experience with anything we've discussed in this video, leave us a comment below and let us know how you handled it. And tell us if there's anything you'd like us to discuss in future videos to help you succeed on Wattpad. Remember to like this video and subscribe so that you'll be notified about future videos from Writers Connect. As always, I've been Rodney V. Smith, and I'll see you in the next one.